Hey everybody, it's your man Fitman, and before you watch today's video, please subscribe to the Fit Team so that you can stay updated on my latest videos for increasing your performance, improving your physique, building your mental toughness, and unleashing your inner greatness. No fake hustle. Let's go, Fit Team. Hey everybody, your man Fitman, head performance coach at the Fitman Performance Center. And today's topic, we are going to continue on to our third part of our 5-part series, the top 5 ways or the top 5 things that you can do to improve your sprinting performance. And today we are going to get into how often should you sprint. Now, the first thing that you need to know when it comes to how often you should sprint is that sprinting is the most powerful movement in the training universe. We're talking Thanos level power. We're talking dark side level power. And because sprinting is so powerful, it limits how frequently we can perform the movement. Because if we overdo sprinting, we're going to overtrain ourselves and we are going to develop overuse injuries. And neither of those things are great for increasing your performance. When we think about other powerful movements in the training universe, in the training game, we think about heavy deadlifts, we think about heavy squats, we think about max effort jumps, whether it be a broad jump or a vertical jump. I'm no expert on Olympic weightlifting, but we think about the clean and jerk, we think about the snatch and the strength and the power that's required to move that barbell with those extreme speeds. All of these movements have something in common. They all drain the CNS. And if we don't perform them and program them properly, then again, we're going to overtrain ourselves and we're going to develop overuse injuries. So when it comes down to how often you should sprint, I like to use 2 different sprinting frequencies that allow myself and the athletes I train to see the best increases in performance. And those 2 frequencies are that we either sprint 2 days per week or we sprint 3 days per week. Now, the difference between sprinting 2 or 3 days per week comes down to training volume per session. So when we are sprinting 3 days per week, we're not going to use the same amount of volume each session because we're now sprinting more frequently. This will allow us to stay fresh. When we're sprinting 2 days per week, we can use more training volume per session, not significantly more because we're not trying to cook the system, but we can use a little more per session because we're not sprinting as often. If I'm sprinting 2 days per week, and let's say it's Monday, and I do 3 30-meter block start sprints, followed by 3 30-meter flying sprints, followed by 1 80-meter sprint coming from a 4-point start without blocks. If I'm doing that workout and I'm sprinting 3 days per week, I have to reduce the volume. So now Monday could be 2 30-meter block start sprints, followed by 2 flying 30-meter sprints, followed by 1 60-meter sprint coming from a 4-point start without blocks. It's all about regulating volume and intensity. Volume and intensity are distant cousins. When they get in the same room, it's a battle. And if you're trying to perform high volume, high intensity sprinting, then guess what? You are going to overtrain. You're going to cook your CNS, and you're going to start to develop overuse injuries. So a 3-day sprinting program and a 2-day sprinting program, the major difference between them is going to be the volume of each individual sprinting session. And the more frequently that we're going to sprint, the lower the volume has to be per session. That's how we're going to be able to see continued progress and increases in performance. It's that simple. So when you think about sprinting, and you think about how powerful of a movement it is, it all comes down to how you regulate your training volume. I've used both of these methods and they both work well. But you also have to realize what we talked about in the last video, part 2, your lifting has to respect the fact that sprinting is number 1 in your life right now. You can't do that Monday sprint workout, then come in Tuesday and do German volume training or a heavy duty powerlifting program for your lower body. You're asking yourself to cook the CNS. You're asking to get injured over time. When sprint performance is number 1, make it number 1. When it comes to frequency, make sure that your volume respects your frequency and you're not trying to do so much every day to the point to where now you're seeing no progression and now you're getting frustrated because of your lack of progression. You must regulate your training volume so that it matches the frequency of your sprinting. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you learned knowledge that you can apply to your next sprinting workout, please like this video, share this video with your friends who also want to increase their speed, and subscribe to the Fit Team today. Your man, Fitman. Holla at a trainer when you see me at the center.